When I was a child, I had no idea of what the path I would take, but I had been very interested in mathematics from a very early age. And that just kept becoming more and more apparent in my life that I was going to do something related to mathematics.
Dr. Leiserson received the Taylor Booth Grad Teaching Award, and it was very competitive this year. I believe we had 24 finalists in the nomination package, and evaluating those was very difficult. The competition was, as in many years, very stiff.
The work I'm winning the award for is a textbook that I wrote, which has sold over 500,000 copies, 500,000. And which I did not do alone. I had some co-authors on it, Tom Corman, Ron Rivest, Cliff Stein. In addition, I have been very active in developing courses in parallel computing at MIT, and which I've exported to other places as well.
As a person, as someone who's a leader, and at MIT there are a lot of world-class technical people, but beyond that, Charles is an engaging, interesting, dynamic leader who'd be a good stand-up entertainer in a nightclub, and I say that with all due respect.
My experience with parallel computing is that it is one, but not the only way of providing more performance for software. And so at MIT, the course that I developed with Samana Marasinghe teaches it as in the context of performance engineering. Performance is, I think, going to be, in fact, of growing importance, because we are approaching the end of Moore's Law, where hardware automatically gives us additional performance every year. And at that point, it will be sort of like going from an ever-increasing income stream to retirement, where you're on fixed income. And when you're on fixed income, the only way to generate performance so that you can do the things you want, have a good user interface, sacrifice something for modularity, or whatever, the only way to generate that kind of wealth of resource is going to be to do things more efficiently and to cut costs by making more efficient software.
He has a personality to engage and lead people forward. And at MIT, that's a very difficult thing, to get all those folks moving in the same direction together.
Actually, I just celebrated my 60th birthday last fall, and not all, but many of my former students came to fet me on that evening.
His excellence in what he's done rated one of the Computer Society's top awards. The Taylor Booth Award is our top education award, and he is well deserving.
And finally, I really want to enthusiastically acknowledge my students and colleagues for continually educating me over the years. At MIT, the students have a saying: trying to get an education at MIT is like trying to get a drink of water from a fire hose. Well, I have no MIT degrees, but during the 33 years that I've been a professor at MIT, the MIT fire hose has educated me about educating others.
Certainly, I would, I appreciate that people are using the research and educational materials that I've developed. I feel just very good about giving those things to people. Well, I certainly feel my personal mission has a good deal to do with education, and I feel that research is a key part of doing a good job at education, because if you don't do the research, research is kind of living in the future and understanding what the future will be like. And if you don't understand what the future will be like, you can be an effective teacher, but are you teaching the students the things that they will need during their careers, during their lifetimes?